That we have him back. Him. First of all, that's one of the reasons that we had a very difficult year last year. When you lose that guy in the locker room, you lose that personality, but his leadership, younger guys look up to him, and he's a playmaker. You know, he's the guy that gets skinny and goes and blocks the extra point in the swamp to beat Tebow and the guys. So he's always been that guy for us, that when we needed a play, he was the guy to make it. And so I'm so glad that he's back. And then as you can witness his demeanor and personality, it's contagious, and he makes people feel good, and especially young people. And so I'm so glad we got him back for a 6th year.
All the players that have been here have talked about needing to have Thursday back in spring camp, about not letting last year happen again. Can you talk a little bit about that and your thoughts on the players happening?
Well, when we first got there, to go back-to-back those Cotton Bowls, first time in 50 years, that was the first time they experienced a bowl. That was the first time they experienced a gift. They didn't realize truly what they were missing. So they assumed this past year that we're going to go back to a bowl game. And you can't do that. And then you add some injuries to it, and all of a sudden you're in a tailspin and it snowballs. So they're hungry. Really hungry right now, and looking forward to practice. They've had a very good off season, very good winter, very good spring, summer, and we feel like we won the summer with according to our strength coaches, and the attitude of a guy like Kentrell and Brandon Bowden, Bradley Sowell. So that helps us.
You spent some time in the SEC West. Can you talk about how that division is compared to it has been the last few years?
Well, it seems like it's been so much tougher here the last few years. You know, it goes in cycles, but the West is extremely tough. You could take the Western Conference and be one of the toughest conferences in America. I mean, it's very, very good. Good athletes, good coaches. It's just very good football. So it's just really at a very high level right now.
Well, do you have any new commitments that you hadn't been announced yet that you can tell us about?
I can't.
Talk about the development of Randall Mackey, quarterback, what you're going to see out of him this year.
You know, Randall Mackey, you can see why he was a junior college All-American. This guy is very, very accurate. He's mobile. He makes things happen. And I tell you, he's won a lot of ball games. I think they scored 70 points at one time. So I'm excited about Randall. He started out really good in the spring, didn't end real good, but it's going to be very interesting to see what happens between Randall, Barry Brunetti, and a guy like Zach Stout. We got 3 guys. They just hadn't played, but there's 3 good quarterbacks that I know between those 3 we'll find one.
What do you think Mackey's weakest area is?
You know, again, I think he's coming. It was the handling of the offense, the terminology, the speaking, getting things in and out of the huddle. But he's come so far, guys. He's come a million miles. I'm proud of that.
Talk about Dan won't prefer you guys as old the school level.
Yeah.
I hear there are a lot of buildings in St. that they're trying to take over the state.
Yeah.
How do you feel for yourself?
Yeah. Well, he didn't take over the state because even though we didn't go to a bowl, we dominated the state in recruiting. We had 4 U.S. Army All-Americans that we signed. We got the best in Mississippi. There's 3 of the fastest receivers ever come out of Mississippi in the last 10, 15 years. Nick Brazel, Tobias Singleton, Dante Moncrief. So, you know, I don't think the thing that they've done, they've beaten us the last 2 years. That's the bottom line. When we came there the first year, beat them 45-0, didn't think nothing about it. Was at Arkansas, beat them 9 out of 10 years, didn't think nothing about it. But it's a real rival. It's a real rival, and very intense. And right now, the bottom line, he's won some games, and he's rubbed it in our face.
Hey, Coach, I think Mazzoli did some positive things last year. Did you get a chance to go back?
I would take Mazzoli again, guys. I'd take him again because of this. Number one, that's why we're in it. The profession is to help a young person's life. He helped us, and we helped him. He's a good boy. He's a good person, and he wanted to change his life. Felt that he was genuine about it. He made a lot of play. We averaged 30 points a game last year. We were in every game except for 2. and he had a lot to do with that. I wish he had wish we had a little bit better supporting cast with him, a Dexter McCluster or Michael Wallace, and see what would happen. But he's a good boy. He's a good person.
After you left Arkansas, are you surprised at the way Bobby Petrino was able to turn it around, take them to a BCS bowl game?
No. I was really happy for guys like DJ Williams, big DeMarcus Love. You look at all the players that we were in their living rooms, and you knew they were good players. Things worked out really good for Arkansas last year. The timing was right, and they did some good things. Ryan Mallett throwing the ball to those guys from Warren, Arkansas. I mean, they're fun to watch. So that part of it doesn't surprise you. And then how good our league is when things work out, where you got Auburn and you got teams that are playing at a very high level. That helps you to be able to put a team in the BCS when a team like Auburn's going all the way to the title game.
Coach, it's been a long time since Ole Miss opened up the high-profile game. Can you talk about
Well, we got a high-profile game. And it is going to be big, and I'm looking forward to it. A lot of enthusiasm. I've been to a lot of Rebel Club meetings, and boy, everybody's excited. Looking forward to it. This team is very hot right now, coming off a good bowl victory. I got a young quarterback that's very, very good, and Bronco, who I know does a really good job with their defense, and they play hard. They play very hard.
Who's the market right back to the league?
Yeah, the timing was right. Randy, he got out of the he was leaving Miami at the time, and you got 3 quarterbacks that hadn't played on this level. There's not a better quarterback, as you know, there's not a better quarterback coach in the country. And if you ask Tony Romo, who made the biggest difference in his quarterback skills, he'd tell you David Lee. If you ask Chad Pennington of the Miami Dolphins, who's made the biggest impact as far as your quarterback, your leadership, your X and O throwing motion, David Lee. So this is my 4th time with him. He's the best, and so it's a natural fit.
the media? 2 of them picked you guys to win the SEC this year. Is that realistic?
Well, I hope it is. I hope it is. That's always our goal. Most of the time, I think most of you probably picked us towards the bottom. That's what I expected coming off the year that we had, but I hope it is. And you're just always hoping. I think every coach hopes for, you don't want to get anybody hurt. You want the ball to bounce your way a little bit, and let's see what happens.
Jake, going into this season, how do you keep your guys from not listening to that bad media surrounding them and just keep them from rising or get them to rise up above that?
Well, they're hungry. You know, that's the one thing. There's a lot of motivation there because of what they missed out on last year. They know they missed out on a bowl. They missed out on an opportunity. So they're very, very hungry. And so you're hoping guys like Kentrell Lockett, Brandon Bowden, Bradley Sow, your seniors and your group of leaders keeps that focus and that team together. We're a better team right now just because of that hunger and that togetherness.
Coach, you've had a number of years with Arkansas and Ole Miss. You've been picked lower at the SEC, and then you went on to add great teams. Is that something you do?
It seems like it is, you know, but I don't ever really sit there and look when I get home, look tomorrow to see where everybody picked us. I don't look for that as motivation. We try to win every game, you know. But most of my years, this is my 14th time to be here. Most of the years, if you go back in history, I've been picked towards the bottom. But it's not where you're picked before the season, as y'all know. It's where you end up.
Got time for one more question.
What are your thoughts on Commissioner Sly's opening comments about GPA raising it and potential pay players?
You know, I haven't read I just got here. When I got off the plane, it was the first time that I really heard a little bit about it. Heard a little bit about it last night, then off the plane a little bit more. So I hadn't read everything. We hadn't talked about it as coaches. I was with Steve Spurrier when he brought it up in Destin. I was on his ship as far as wanting to pay the players. When I was a player, we got paid a laundry check, $14. But boy, it came so valuable, you know, with gas, a hamburger, a movie, and so let's pay them. Let's pay them $50, $75, $100 a month. Let's give them that. I hope that, but I don't know all the ins and outs about the academic deal. We're making a lot of rules now. We're out graduating the students. I think in most schools, we're out graduating, the athletes are out graduating the students. And you put on a lot of rules. I believe in Commissioner Slive. I think he's one of the best, if not the best commissioner. But I hope we really look hard at our players never have a break. I've had my freshmen there, like most coaches, since May 27th on our campus. I wish we'd put a rule in where they got to be away from campus for 20 to 25 days a year. Get away from it. All they do is go to school year round. It's hard. And now we add the 9-hour rule where you got to pass 9 hours or you're going to miss 4 games the next year. I've had a lot of players come in past 6 hours as a freshman, 7 hours. And they're the first ones ever in their family to go to college. In that transition time, they get better as it goes. That's why you help them. So I don't know. I hadn't read it all. I'm anxious to see what exactly is on there as far as the 4-point plan or whatever that is. I'm anxious to read it.
You're showing your age for that longer check. Thank you, Coach.
All right.
Have a good season, sir.
Thank y'all.